Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing a 2022 Mercedes-Benz AMG C43. Now this one is the Coupe. First and foremost, so a huge shout out and thank you to the Mercedes-Benz of Farmington, Utah for giving me some time with this C43. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below where this one is available for sale right now. Something that I absolutely love about the Mercedes-Benz of Farmington is they are a one-price store, so they're going to make your shopping experience super simple and straightforward, especially compared to other Mercedes-Benz dealers. Now on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into the video. So under the hood, we have a 3-liter turbocharged V6 that goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 19 around town and then 28 on the highway, with power outputs being 385 horsepower and then 384 pound-feet of torque. And I love the overall display, how you've got the AMG logo, you've got some red accenting as well. Just looks really cool. Now let's go over the front end of the C43, and what you guys will notice first off is this does not have the new body style. They are not going to redesign the AMG models for a couple more years. So first off, notice here with the distinct body line there in the center of the hood, we've got the Mercedes logo there front and center, and then a giant Mercedes logo down below that with a camera at the top of the logo. And then we have our AMG badge right here. And then notice here with the headlights, we've got really nice daytime running lights with the LED headlamps. Parking sensors integrated into the front end. And I love the blue on this car. I know that blue is not necessarily like a super popular car on Mercedes, right? People usually do like gray or silver or black, but man, does this pop. Now coming on the side here, we've got two 25mm tires wrapped around 19-inch wheels in the front, and then two 55mm tires wrapped around 19-inch wheels in the rear. Now this has the AMG specialty wheels is what I like to call them, because they just have really unique styling. So you've got the silver here on the top of the Mercedes logo in the center, pretty normal, but notice with the AMG logo right there, and then you've got like pretty beefy black trim around the wheel that just gives it a very unique design overall. And then we've got our AMG brake caliper, and remember, these are 19-inch wheels, so these are pretty big rotors, especially for the size of car that this is. We have our bi-turbo 4MATIC badge here on the side, and then also look at this venting here on the front. That's actually pretty cool. And then notice the darker trim here at the bottom. Mirrors are blacked out. Trim around the windows is also blacked out. And now you can see the coupeness of this particular car. So here's our key fob for the C43. We have our lock function, our unlock, and then the opening here for the trunk, and then nothing happened in there on the back. But anyways, popping up with the trunk, notice it'll pop all the way up, which is pretty cool if you ask me. And you guys can see storage space back here. I mean, again, for being a coupe, it's actually pretty solid, pretty practical. We've got all of our floor mats right here, and let's see if we've got a spare underneath or what's happening under here. A little bit extra storage space, it looks like. And then notice here with the netting there on the side to help out if you want to put a smaller item there. Yeah, when you're all done, we actually can press this button and it'll lower it back down. Cool. Now let's finish things up with the rest of the rear. So first off, you guys can see here with the low profile spoiler that's body painted, we have our AMG badge right here. You can see the Mercedes logo there in the center, C43 off to the side. And then I've always been a fan of the taillights on this generation of C-Class. And then notice here with the parking sensors at the rear, we've got a bunch of accenting. Even though the venting is closed off, it still looks cool. And I love the exhaust tips, 2 on each side. And then you guys can see here with the diffuser in the center, just looks fantastic. And, well, let me give you guys a 3/4 angle too. There you go. Now let's go over the door panel here at the front. You can see we've got really nice leather trim here at the top. You got the stitching throughout that. And then notice we have darker stitching in the white leather, so you kind of have like the double contrast thing that matches. I don't know. Pretty cool from a design perspective. We have heated and cooled seats here for the front. We've got our memory seat function, all of your seat adjustments on the side in normal Mercedes-Benz fashion. And then you've got all of your mirror adjustments. You can power fold in the mirrors. They also do have blind spot monitoring. And then you have a button here to open up the trunk area. And if we pull this latch back, you can see we do have seats here in the rear. Now they actually do have like a decent amount of legroom for this being, you know, again, a 2-door car. And in terms of headroom, because of the coupe design, it is a little bit more on the limited side of things. But, I mean, look at that. Beautiful speakers there in the back. Nice armrest. I mean, yeah, compared to most other two-door cars, this is actually a really nice place to be. It's definitely surprising. If you guys want to see me, I'll get back there quickly. I'm not going to pull the seat forward. Oh, definitely do have to kind of squeeze myself. But like I said, headroom. And also, look at those vents. Those look nice. Now here is the front seat. You can see again, beautiful white leather here with the contrasted stitching perforated all down the center portion. And then you do have your lumbar adjustment here on the side of the seat. We have our AMG plaque. Really nice display with the pedals. And then you can see regular parking brake right there. We've got all of our light controls here. This is for the heads-up display parking sensors, and then this is to feed the seatbelt forward. So you actually have a button for that, which is pretty cool. Steering wheel is power adjustable, really nice paddle shifters because, well, it's an AMG. Let's pop in. Now here is the steering wheel for the C43. Really nice leather here. Notice it's smooth at the top and at the bottom. We got another AMG logo. Perforated here on the side so you can get a slightly better grip. And then we have these beautiful AMG paddle shifters. We've got the controls here for the center stack, and then you got your cruise control, controls for the infotainment system, and then your volume voice command controls. And then we have our turn signal / windshield wiper stalk. We've got our column shifter in normal Mercedes-Benz fashion. And there's the steering wheel. Now here is the center gauge cluster, full digital gauge cluster. First off, we're going to go through the driven drive modes. We've got slippery, individual, comfort, sports, and then sport plus, and the exhaust does get louder in sport plus actually, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's the drive modes. And then as for the rest of the screen, I think it looks fantastic. You have all your information displayed right there. So you can see like fuel range, for example, what gear you're in, like everything is super easy to see. Now, if I press the home screen button, I can scroll through a bunch of different menus here, just like what you have in the infotainment system, which is pretty cool. My favorite part that I show in pretty much every review, because I just think this is so cool, is how you can change the gauge cluster design. So like right now we're in classic, but I can go to like super sport, for example. And yeah, now it looks completely different. So there you go. So here is the center infotainment system, and actually let me turn up the brightness for you guys. You can see it's a little bit better. So first off, we're gonna pop into reverse. We've got a really solid camera system, so you can see the backup camera with trajectory lines that turn to the steering wheel, bird's eye view, and then there's a bunch of different viewpoints here. It's a full 360 camera system. This is not a huge car, so it doesn't need it, but it's cool that it has it. And I love how they stitch the angles together so that you have like this really wide view with the camera. Now, this is actually not a touchscreen, so I'm just gonna very lightly tap, as you guys can see. Not a touchscreen. You control it with the steering wheel control, which I'm doing right now, or you can control it with the dial, whichever you prefer. So that is one of the downsides with this iteration of the C-Class, is you don't get a touchscreen, but the dial and the steering wheel thing is easy enough to use that no complaints on my side. Now we've got the vents down below, and then we have all this beautiful carbon fiber trim. We've got our dual zone climate controls right here, and then we've got some analog controls to access different shortcuts with the infotainment system. And then you guys can see here with the storage space area, and this actually opens up. So you guys can kind of see inside of that. I don't know, thought that was interesting. Couple cup holders here, and then this is the little dial to control the infotainment system, your volume control. This is for the exhaust to open or close the valves. Auto stop start, that's for the camera system. Stability control, this is for the suspension to make it softer or firmer. Your manual shift function, the drive mode select. Again, more carbon fiber here in this area. And then notice here with the center console set up. And you can see here with the stitching on the side as well, looks fantastic. And then the glove box, look at that. Look, it's around the vent. What the? Okay. Also, controls there inside the glove box. This is a quirky car. Anyways, nice leather here on the dash as well. And then popping up top, you can see we have a sunroof. It's kind of like in between. It's not like a regular sunroof, but it's not quite a panoramic. It's kind of like in that weird in between phase. It's a teen-aramic, get it? Because like when you're a teenager, you're kind of like in between a kid and adult. I don't know. So anyways, let's go over the window sticker, because apparently I can't talk like usual. Here is the standard equipment. Freeze a frame if you want to read through that. The main thing that I want to focus on is the warranty. So you guys can see we get a 4-year, 50,000 mile new vehicle warranty with this. And then you can see base price $60,500. That's before we have some options added, which, you know, Mercedes does let you customize the cars quite a bit. So notice like the steering wheel in Napa leather, that's actually a no cost option. That's pretty cool. But anyways, after all options, $70,840 is the total price. Let's see what it sounds like. that's gonna sum things up for our video on this C43. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Mercedes-Benz of Farmington for giving me some time with this C43. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I will see all of you guys in that next video.